I think this is an evolving area. Last year we hosted Melanie Johnese, who's our foreign minister here in Tokyo, and really resilient supply chains wasn't on the. It just wasn't. We weren't discussing it. But if you go back to the March Foreign Ministers G7 event that was held in Karizawa, of course, resilient supply chains became part of the discussion, and the G7 summit that came out of Hiroshima talked about resilient supply chains, and they had a whole extra document talking about economic cohesion and supply chains. So it seems that we're now on the same page of the book as the other G7 members and some of our critical partners in the region, such as Japan, such as South Korea, on the importance of strengthening supply chains, creating more resilience. I call it selectively diversifying. The new sexy term is de-risking, but I think in reality, it's selectively diversifying where our supply chains are going. And Canada sees itself as having a role in terms of providing those critical minerals that can be used in the electronics that, again, our partners like Japan, South Korea, and others are putting into these sophisticated technologies. So I think it is trying to position itself to be that critical mineral superpower, reliable, politically stable, a country of rules, transparency, and even if we have a change in power, political power, that our allies and partners don't have to worry about a major disruption in critical minerals. On the energy side, liquid natural gas is another area that I think Canada's thinking about and how they're able to export to the region. And they're working with the Japanese to try and find opportunities to export liquid natural gas to Japan. Japan has invested in Canada, has created some infrastructure in the west coast of Canada that should be online, I think, in 2024 to 2025, which would be an area where liquid natural gas can be processed and then exported to the region. So there's more can be done. Environmental politics back in Canada are tense, and I think there's a lot of division between at the political level and some of the provinces that really have all the resources, but they feel like the federal government isn't allowing them to get it out to markets. And this is difficult. The domestic politics in the country are, I think, making it more difficult for Canada as a country to realize its efforts. And what's interesting about this, Paul, is that what we're seeing is the provinces are starting to produce their own Indo-Pacific strategies.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so Quebec has one, Saskatchewan has one, and we're likely to see an Albertan one. These are the energy-rich provinces come out because they feel there's some disconnect between the national Indo-Pacific strategy and their regional needs. So I think in the coming year, you should not be surprised to see provincial approaches to the Indo-Pacific to try and get the energy resources out of the country to bypass some of the national level politics.